everybody, welcome back to Chiquel's YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and I'm so excited for you to be here with me today. Now, if you are someone who's really into wigs and toppers and alternative hair in general and loves a good review and a good tip for your wig, then make sure you hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can follow along with me. Now, today I'm looking forward to bringing you a review of this piece on my head called Kristen by Jon Renau. Now, I'm sharing this in the color 24BT18S8. Huh. Always a mouthful with those color codes. And this is called Shaded Mocha. Now, Shaded Mocha is going to be a blend of sort of a medium ash blonde mixed with a golden blonde. And the T in the color code, so 24BT, that means that the tips are going to be a little bit lighter. So the tips are a golden blonde, but it's kind of hard to tell in this color because it blends so naturally with the rest of the colors. Now, it also has S8, so that means it's going to have a shaded root. So here we have a medium brown root as well, and it all blends together very nicely into this beautiful medium blonde, very neutral tone. So Kristen is a synthetic piece. So synthetic fibers are going to look a little bit shiny. I do have a light shining in front of me right now, but I'm just gonna turn this off really quick so you can see that the light shining is very reflective and it's gonna make it look shinier than it actually is. Okay, here I am in front of just my window. It's starting to become dusk over here. So the sun is starting to set, so there's not as much daylight pouring in, but this is without that bright light shining on me, so you can see it's not as shiny as you think it might be. I'll turn around, give you a quick glance. The one thing about these fibers are that they are so soft. They're super soft. So I am running my fingers through this and they are very light, very soft, and the density to Kristen, in my opinion, is a pretty light density. I wouldn't say it's the lightest density I've ever seen, but it is light. All right, I'm gonna turn this light back on so you can see me a little bit better. So as you can tell with the lighting plays a huge role in what colors look like. So I'm sure if you were to go to someone else's video to look at this color, it's gonna look a little bit different. So just keep that in mind. No light, see it almost looks darker, a little bit ashier. Turn it back on and suddenly all that golden blonde suddenly becomes very prevalent with that light shining on me. So keep that in mind. This is maybe the most perfect bob cut that you are ever gonna find. If I had an image in my brain of what I would think the perfect bob looks like, this cut would pop up in my brain. So Kristen, to me, is your perfect medium length bob. The way it curves in and is so structured at the tips is so beautiful, in my opinion. The way that the front fringe curves to the back and frames your face, perfection. The tips are even nice and feathery, as you can see here. It's kind of like they took scissors and chopped upwards to make those feathery ends. So the front is going to measure 7.5 inches. The sides are going to be about 7 inches long. From the crown, we have 10.5 inches of length. And then from the nape, so that's the back, right at the bottom here, that's going to be about 3.5 inches long. So all of those measurements together gives you this beautiful bouncy bob. I think it is just such a sophisticated look. I feel like I could put on a pair of pearls and just go out to a nice party. But the fun thing about this one is you can also style it back and off your face and make it a little bit more playful and fun. Like, look how cute this is. I don't have anything to clip it with me, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can do with this piece because it really is quite versatile. So on Kristen, the reason you are able to style it back and away from your face like that is because it has a really nice lace front. So Jon Renau also did a great job on this color, Shaded Mocha, of bringing those lighter pieces forward to help disguise the knotting on your lace front. So whenever you have more of a blonde knot right at the lace front, you're going to not be able to see those knots quite as easily, which makes it a lot more of a seamless look and a lot more natural. So here's that beautiful lace front. It goes temple to temple. And I also find Jon Renau did a really good job of transitioning from the lace right into the wefting here. Often I find with some wigs that transition from lace to weft is really visible, and I'm always like trying to hide it, but this one is pretty good. So because of this lace front, you can pull it back and away from your face without feeling like it's gonna look like a wig. Okay, so the one thing that I do not love about this wig, however, it's a good thing in a way because it brings the price point down. However, in terms of realistic look and having more of a natural appearance, it's not the greatest. So it does have what's called a permatease top. So when I say a permatease top, that means that there's no natural illusion of hairline. What it is basically is a bunch of short hairs that are crimped at the root that disguise the hairline. I'll come up close so you can see. So they disguise the hairline, and so you don't see through to scalp. So the downfall of this is that you don't see through to scalp and it's not as natural. The great thing about this for some people is that it gives that extra volume. So having a permatease top means there's all of that extra ability to lift the hair and give you that natural volume that a lot of people really love. But again, you're not gonna be able to see through to your scalp, making it not quite as natural. If you are someone who doesn't love all of that extra lift and poof, then you might not love Kristen. However, that being said, this permatease is not as extravagant and helmet-like as other permatease tops that I've come across before. This one is pretty tame in my opinion. It's gonna give you the ability to jazz it up and poof it up if you want, like so, or you're able to tame it down quite a bit so it's not quite as poofy. The other benefit about having a permatease top is that it drives the cost down. So if you are looking for a more budget-friendly wig, then Kristen is a really great choice in my opinion. And even though it doesn't have a monofilament top, so where you could see through to your scalp, even though it doesn't have that, it does have this lace front, which is about an inch or so thick. So it does give you a little bit of that illusion of scalp. Now, even though it does have a permatease top, you're still able to change the part on this pretty easily. So you can find a right part if you wanted to. So I'm making a right part and it goes over pretty easily. Now, the one thing you'll find is if you are trying to change the part, it's gonna look a little something like this. That's because the hair isn't quite trained to go this way. Now, if you want it to be trained to go this way, something you could do is warm up your hands a little bit, press down, and do this quite often. It's the most gentle approach to getting your hair trained to go the way you want it, because synthetic hair only changes its shape with heat. So synthetics, you can't really apply heat to it or else it's gonna melt the fiber. But having gentle heat from the friction of your hands to press into your synthetic fibers is gonna help gradually make it go where you want it to. Another thing you could do is spray it with water and even clip it down, let it dry overnight, and often that helps to train the hair to go in the direction you want it as well. So for now, I'm gonna bring it back to that left part that I had it at. And when you get this wig in the mail, it's gonna come with a left part. All right, let me take this off so that you can see the inside of the cap. All right, here's that lace front I was talking about. It's nice and wide. So from the very front of your wig up until here, that's a good inch and a little bit maybe. And then it just goes temple to temple. This is what the permatease top is gonna look like. So a permatease top means that it is machine sewn. So all of this is done by a machine. None of this is done by hand. So all of here is where you're gonna find the permatease, right through the part line, right at the crown. There's gonna be a lot there. And then here's just gonna be some wefting. The rest of the cap is an open wefted cap. Open wefted caps are gonna be nice and stretchy. They're gonna be breathable, well ventilated. Really great if you live in a warmer climate or if you get hot easily. We also have some velvet ear tabs here with metal stays in them. So the metal stays are what helps keep the wig flush against your temples here so it doesn't flop around. And then we have a velvet nape. It's not extended, it's just a standard nape with some adjustable Velcro straps here for you to loosen or tighten it. Now, in terms of measurement, I personally am a petite size. I measure 20.5 inches in circumference, 11.5 ear to ear, and 11.5 inches front to nape. Now, Kristen comes in an average size. Even though she's an average, I find she still fits me just fine. She is a little bit bulky in the rest of the cap. However, that's pretty standard for me as a petite wig wearer. I often wear average sizes because of the large selection that you can choose from. And so I'm used to having a little bit of bulk in the rest of the cap. However, for the circumference, I'm able to bring in those Velcro adjusters and it fits me very comfortably. Overall though, this is an average size. It's very true to average. So this could fit a petite person like me if you don't mind having a little bit of extra room in the back of your cap. It would fit 21.5 inch circumference. That is generally an average. I would say it could go up to 22 and a half. That would probably be as much as I would say. Overall, I love this wig. For a wig that has a basic cap, which is something that I generally tend to stay away from, this is probably as natural as you're gonna get, mostly because of this really beautiful lace front that Jon Renau has made, and because of this natural density. You're not gonna find a basic cap that's much better than this one. The comfort level is also really high, in my opinion. These velvet ear tabs, as well as the velvet nape, always do a great job in making you feel really snug. And a lot of time people complain about some pokey lace fronts. This lace front in particular, I do not find pokey at all. It is quite a smooth lace front. There's nothing sharp or pokey about it. So this is a piece that you're really interested in, then make sure you go check it out on our website. We have websites in USA at chiquel.com, Canada at chiquel.ca, and in Australia at chiquel.com.au. As always though, thank you so much for watching and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye guys.